Well, an internet rat race of sorts, and to demystify this further, we want to bring in Simon Karidhi, General Manager at GoTV. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Perhaps, Simon, just quickly, as we also in the political season, as a business, have you been impacted really?
Definitely most businesses have been impacted by the ongoing situation in the country, political situation. But I won't say that we've just been lucky, but I think it's because what we offer to our consumers is information. And a particular time like this is when actually consumers are looking for news and information. News is big in this country. So I can say actually we have had a good run in the last few months since the onset of the political debacle. And we have actually been doing quite well in that front.
All right. And a lot of companies are trying to tap into the home internet business. I know that as a company you also recently launched DSTV Net. Perhaps what triggered this approach to the business?
Quite true. As you mentioned during your preview, is that 88% penetration of internet in the country. Of course, most of the internet is on the handheld device, that's a mobile phone, which has actually become a key tool for communication on our people, because our consumers want to access information on the go when they need it and conveniently. But home fiber has still, the penetration is not that high, still stands at about slightly under 10%. But for us, our focus has been what is our core business. Our core business is actually aggregation of content. You can attest to the fact that actually a multi-choice, and in particular on the two platforms, GoTV and DSTV, we have the best aggregator of content. That is where you'll get the best in sport. And the best in sport is all the range of sports, whether you talk about football, you talk about golf, you talk about any type of sport, athletics, which is key for our country. So aggregation of this kind of content. And when you move on to movies, the best series, documentaries, kiddies content. So we do have an edge in the fact that we are able to aggregate this content and put it together on one platform.
Sure.
And though internet has become a preference in the market, we still feel that we have a very, very strong offering still to the population.
Speaking of the internet penetration in the country, and of course you've talked about 10% penetration for home internet. As a company, what are your targets really as you go into this new business model?
For our business, we still see that that box in the home still being a very an asset that will remain a thing to watch. People still, the way people consume content, though, on the go has become a big issue, particularly because of social media. But we still feel that families come together because they need to focus on something. So TV will still remain a big player in the market. When we look at penetration for a household, we have 12 million households in the country, and only about 3.8 million have TV. So there's still an opportunity out there for the box in the house. But for us as a company, how do we align ourselves so that we still become the product of choice, that you can still access our content at home and still be able to access that same content on other multiple devices, because that is what consumers are looking for.
Sure.
So for us, we're looking at how can we leverage on the growth of internet in the country to make sure that our content reach more people more conveniently at the time that they need to consume the content.
All right. And looking at the Kenya Vision 2030 under the ICT pillar, we're seeing there is the broadband strategy. And a number of companies have been able to pin their long-term plans around this so that they can tap into the fast growing demand for internet. And talking from an investment side of things, from this rollout of the DSTV Net, how much is the company looking to spend? And of course, eventually, how many new subscribers are you likely to tap into?
It's true that that is a segment that is actually growing in the trade. Actually, our partnership with Telkom Kenya for the DSTV Net was mainly also to offer that solution to our subscribers. So Affinity is a partnership, yes, it's a win-win partnership, because also Telkom Kenya is targeting our consumers, and we wanted to have a situation whereby we offer this a fantastic product to the trade. But for the company in the long term, there's a segment that the company is keen to look look at. And for us, is as we go that journey, we want to make sure that we don't lose the focus on the content that we have. We have built over a long period of time, so we continue to focus on still giving the public the best content aggregated together in the market, in the form of the all segment that our markets demand, taking care of every member of the family in the home, and making sure that as we go along towards the development of ICT in the country, we align ourselves, and as we look towards getting that product, because definitely it's an area the company is of course looking for in the future, that we don't lose the track of what we have built over very, very many years as the home of entertainment.
All right. And looking at the big picture, really, as a company, there's been a lot of home internet demand, as you've rightly put it. But in equal measure, there are the bigger boys who have been in that space, that being Safaricom and Zuku. Do you think you'll be able to unseat them from their dominance?
We still are dominant in the market in form of content. If you look at the different sectors from the home environment, where, as I mentioned earlier, you'll have the family setup, the best in series, the best in movies, the best in documentaries, and that content. And children play a big role in determining what is consumed in the house. We have the best kiddie content that you can talk of. So having that great experience in our offering, and also the quality of our service, because to offer entertainment, and as you know, markets are now demanding quality of service, after sales support, reliability of your channel, from even as you are in broadcasting, I mean, as a channel, it's that reliability of, are you delivering that content when the consumers need it in the best way, your signal okay, because there are very many factors that go around offering content to the consumers. So the strength that we have, we still are a preferred brand in the market. We hold the #1 position market share from our GoTV, which is actually the biggest in the trade, which came in at the right time during the analog switch off, when all of a sudden most of the consumers found themselves in the dark. A product came and that has offered, first of all, very good content aggregation, first of all, at a very good price. We're still very, very strong player in the market, and as you mentioned, as rollout of internet and fiber continues in the country, we still haven't seen that hit our business. And for us, the partnership, or even if we would go to that business as a unit in future, we'll find that it will eventually become very, very strong in trade, because we will have, because of our experience that we have in the content that we offer, we'll definitely come out very strong in the market.
All right. And finally, what's your outlook for home internet growth for Kenya compared to, say, South Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria?
Kenya has started on a very, very good footing. If you visit most of the countries in Africa, Kenya has the best internet connection in form of reliability. Actually, when most people visit the country, and maybe you're aware about this, they say our internet is one of the best. So the foundation has been laid out. I believe the investment that has come through cable investment all the way has played a very, very big part in trying to make sure that we have a stable internet. Growth of our economy, and particularly e-commerce, which you have seen change how markets do business globally. Internet is a key pillar, and for us that is a segment we are looking at. Which other good partnership can we go out there to offer e-commerce solution, so that we are not talking about offering the internet at infrastructure. We are saying offering solutions that run with internet, like e-commerce assets that can be consumed in a more better and beneficial way to our community.
Well, many thanks, Simon Karidi, General Manager at GoTV Kenya. A pleasure speaking to you. Looking forward to seeing how your pricing matrix will work out in this very competitive market.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, interesting conversation there on home internet, which is becoming a critical point of discussion, and also an area companies are seeking to grow their revenue, even as they align themselves with the changing market dynamics. Well, moving on, the case